Hello there, everybody. Thanks for taking part of your day to spend with me here in our Fox 26 newsroom. I want to remind you this is a working newsroom. You never know what you're going to see. Hopefully, it's a quiet news day. Melissa Wilson here from Fox 26 Morning News, also your friendly medical reporter, and happy to have you here with Lunch for the Soul. This is an incredible time where I talk to faith-based people who have used faith to get them through every part of their life. They always have an inspirational story to share. And do I have someone incredible to introduce you today? Somebody I have known for a very long time. So let me get you right to Nkem DenChukwu. Welcome to Lunch for the Soul.
Lisa, how are you?
Oh, I'm so good, and I'm so happy to welcome you back here. I know our viewers get to see you on media from time to time because you are quite the newsmaker, my friend. How you doing?
Oh, well, it's good to be a part of 2024. So,
Yes, we're heading into a new year. Well, I want to talk first of all about what an interesting path you have taken because you have a healthcare path. That's how it all started for you. But my goodness, now award-winning film producer, children's author. And before you get into that, I just have to show everybody really quickly how many books you have brought into this world. Look at this, everybody. She is a busybody. Look at that. That is so impressive. Everybody wants, we all dream about, oh, writing one book. Oh, no, what? You're over a dozen, aren't you?
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
So, how did it all start out? Why healthcare in the beginning? And then how did this path lead you to different things?
Well, healthcare, I never wanted to be a doctor or a nurse or anything because I can deal with blood and stuff like that. So, but anyway, coming from a third world country like Nigeria, we have a whole lot of medical mistakes, intentional and unintentional. So,
Mhm.
coming to the US, I didn't really actually want to go into healthcare. I wanted to go into media, actually, journalism, but that didn't pan out that way. So, but after I got my first degree in computer networking, I decided to go into healthcare because I also saw that a whole
Mhm.
lot of medical mistakes, of course, no one or no organization is above mistakes. So, same thing happened, here. So, I
Mhm.
decided to look into that, and I, of course, got my master's in healthcare administration. So,
Well, it's incredible what you're doing now because your home country is Nigeria and you are just on a mission to spread news about your culture just to make sure that now that you're a Houstonian, and I'm going to call you a Texan girl, you've been here long enough, but I love that you're keeping that alive. So let's introduce everyone to your amazing family. I've got a picture here. Hold, wait for it, wait for it. Here they are. And these are your fantastic four, right?
yes, ma'am, they are.
I mean, when I see them and I see these smiles on their faces, I mean, sometimes that surpasses all things that we do in our lives as far as success is concerned. How much do they mean to you? And how do you keep your culture alive in your children?
First, the language. As much as that I didn't start early that I, do what I should have. But I did my best on my part to
Mhm.
start that way. And of course, telling them that even though they were born here in the US, they're US citizens, but they are first Nigerians, they are first Igbos. Because I mean, that's where their bloodlines flow from.
Mhm.
So having that made that fact to them that of course their names all Igbo names because we name our names have meanings when you hear
Mhm.
an Igbo name then or rather when you hear a name and it's a Nigerian name it's an Igbo name you will know that person is an Igbo person and of course there's a meaning or most times there's a story behind that so I always tell them to always embrace their roots
Yeah.
as Igbos first before being African Americans.
Tell us the meaning behind your name.
Oh, the full name is Nkem DeLim. Nkem DeLim. So that means Nkem means mine. It can be a pet name,
Uh-huh.
mine, or somebody calling you mine, your mine, sweetheart, babe. But the full name is Nkem DeLim. That means basically let what belongs to me belong to me. This is mine. So
I love that. Oh, I love the meaning behind them. Now, education is incredibly important to you. Obviously, you were well educated, but also now you're spreading your message through books, through movies. Why and how did you get that in your soul to want to make a difference for others?
Well, writing is one thing, but visual is everything.
Mm-hmm.
But since I can act and I can sing,
Mm-hmm.
so of course,
Good to hear, you hot thing, you.
well, um, I'm better behind the camera, as a filmmaker. So I wanted to also be a part of that industry because
Mhm.
it's magic. It's
Yeah,
magic to
yeah.
create something from words, from body language and movements, and for an actor to become someone else. It's magic.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
want to be a part of that. And as a writer, I also want to use, portray what I write into visuals for
Mhm.
people to also understand
Mhm.
a little bit more on
Well,
what.
you're doing it.
Yes, so it makes a whole lot of difference to.
Oh, yeah, for
Yes,
sure. Well,
absolutely.
I want to make sure everyone realizes we are live right now, so you can ask questions. We have Mike here just saying happy hump day. So we're glad you're out there with us, Mike. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them because we would love for you to talk to and come about what she's got going on. We take a look here. How much does it mean to you that you get to be out and about and to be a part of these awards because you're being recognized for what you're doing? That has to feel so good.
It feels great. It feels really good. I'm very thankful each time that happens. But
Mhm.
even if when it's not happening, maybe the way that I hope and pray that it's going to happen, I
Mhm.
still acknowledge my self. Like this award winner the other day, Nisi. When
Mhm.
she said that she want to thank herself, I was like,
Mhm.
that's me because I always acknowledge me first.
Yeah.
I was acknowledge me first. So it
Mhm.
feels really good when you're acknowledged by others for what you do.
No, you're right. To see Nisi's speech, I was in tears, and I know a lot of people felt that way. It was so
It
beautiful,
was
and it was one of those special moments that she knows we know she's worked for her whole life, and she's there, and just what a milestone. You mentioned prayer comes into your life. How do you use faith to help you navigate? We all come, I feel like, to these roads. And some of them are uncrossed. We don't ever go there. How do you find which way to go when you hit that fork in the road through prayer, through positive thinking?
well. This question you asked me, a lot of people ask me that. I promise you, in a month, I get maybe 15 questions. Especially friends that are still married. They call me and they go, "How do you do this by
Mhm.
yourself with your kids?"
Mhm.
And the first thing that I said, grace. Grace, the grace of God. I always seek for that. Sometimes I'm human, nobody's perfect. Sometimes
Mhm.
I'm completely overwhelmed and I shut down. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not even talking to myself.
Mhm.
I'm just there, just there, just breathing, and my heart just beat. But I always ask God for grace to find me. And
Mhm.
I remember the blessings in my life. I think about my kids, I think about my good friends, handful of good friends. I think about my mom and my siblings, and what they mean to me. And I now find it could be maybe just taking a shower, using my aromatherapy body wash to take a shower. I love perfumes, just something to make me feel good at that moment. That I
Mhm.
can listen to a gospel songs, just something. You have to find a way, even if your faith is a little bit shaky or shaken,
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's there.
it's interesting you brought up the gospel music because I always feel like you have a sixth sense about you because it's the oddest thing. Like something will happen in my life. We know how no life is perfect, but there'll be a little drama or something going on. It might be on a Saturday morning, and I'm like, oh, how am I going to deal with this one? And out of the blue, you'll send me just a YouTube link of a song, and my whole day is changed. I mean, it's like you just know the right thing, and you know how to pick out music. Let me tell you. So, and I love you give me a taste of Nigeria and music that I wouldn't have heard of, or you'll give me a list of movies that I've gotten to watch that I wouldn't have watched because they have your ties. I love that you spread your culture to not only Houstonians, but to your friends, and you've made a difference in my life. You've really opened my eyes to so many different things. So I want to thank you for that. Let's talk about how cultural gaps form. You have some strong thoughts about that, not only how they form in the first place, but how we work around those. What are your thoughts?
Well, for somebody to think that, okay, I'm Nigerian. Even within Nigeria, we have different tribes. Let me start from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm an Igbo woman. Then say, for instance, there's a Yoruba guy or an Hausa guy, Hausa Muslims guy that I meet, for instance, and he wants to marry me. His family most likely will be against it. Number one, because I'm an Igbo woman. I'm not Hausa or Yoruba. But two, because I'm a Christian. So now this is one country with different tribes. Now let's go down a little bit, even with my own tribe. So a guy maybe wants to marry me, and the family will say, oh no, she's from Enugu, I'm from Enugu. And they are from Imo or from Anambra State. So even within tribes, there's still discrimination. Even within tribes. Then now you move to the US or to the UK, wherever that is. And you're dealing with, because I'm Black, then you feel because you are white or because you're British or because you're whatever skin color that you are, then you feel that you're better than I am. Or it could be me feeling superior to someone else. Why? And I mean, that's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
I meaning that people, for somebody to feel that they're better than you, the way I see it, I actually feel sorry for them because
I do too. What a miserable life, right?
They feel inadequate. Because if you are feeling adequate with yourself, you don't have to live in a mansion to be adequate or feel adequate. So if you're feeling that kind of way, that means that, I mean, how can you show kindness to someone else if you're not kind to yourself? So when it comes to cultures, I think we should, not that I know that we should embrace ours first. Then you don't have to embrace someone else's culture, but appreciate, or rather, no, respect them. You don't have to appreciate it, but recognize that their culture is different from yours. Just be respectful of that.
Well, I tell you what, if they get to know you, they sure are going to appreciate your culture, because you have taught me so much, including the food and the amazing things you've made me through the years. I know I wish I could pull up just food clips in my phone, because I take a picture of everything you've ever made me. It is so good. What is your specialty? Tell us about your culture and your favorite thing to cook.
Ooh. I don't know if I have any favorite dish, because the one you just saw, now I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch yet.
Uh-oh, sorry. We'll bring it back up. Here we go. We can pretend we're eating it.
I can eat it from there, right?
Start with telling us what this is. It looks so good.
It's we call it abacha with our kid. That's a tapioca, like the cassava, right? Cassava, I believe that's equivalent to tapioca.
Yeah, sure.
But it's not interesting. I had tapioca smoothie or something like that, and I got hives. Hives all over me.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was wondering, the difference. I think maybe the processing method or something like that. But this one is called abacha. It's with black beans, regular black beans that you find here, but it's different back home. Then, of course, that's a cow feet that you're looking at there. Well tenderized. Seasoned with palm oil and local spices, just
looks
it's
so
very
good.
I need to feature that one day.
Well, and it's so please. No, it's so healthy. I love that it's healthy, and for a lot of people with allergies, a lot of the stuff you make is allergy free, which is huge. I want to say, I want to talk about your high profile life, because you're always out spreading the message. You're always just doing what you can to. I think the passion in you is so beautiful, and you can see this in the look on your face and your eyes. Was anybody else in your family like you that I don't know, you learn from, or is this just within you?
I guess it's within me, because even when I was in Nigeria and I was always writing when I was 10, maybe 10, 11, nobody really, you're never encouraged when it comes to writing that art, So I was nobody ever encouraged me. So even when I came here, to the US, one of my professors when I was in California actually made a comment on my note, and he asked the class to write a day in the life of a fan, the fan. And I was like, how are we going to do that? But I just sat there and gave him like a page and a half or 2 pages, and he couldn't believe that. He was like, how did you do this? So he just made a very good comment, like I should have focused on that comment that he made. And my writing would have taken off at least more than 30 years ago. But I didn't really, yeah. So I didn't really focus on that because I was never encouraged to do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So then of course I moved to Houston. I already had my kids and started looking for
Yeah.
work. I already had my master's degree. Then I couldn't get a job in that industry. And a friend of mine in LA, his name is Ike, he was like, "You're always writing stuff, you're always texting stuff, and when you're texting, it's like you're writing a book. Why don't you write a book?" And that was actually how I wrote my
Wow. The rest is history. Look at that. Well, while I have you here, I want to make sure we talk about Heart's Touch. What a book that became a 3D animation, an award winner. Tell us about that and why somebody would want to learn more.
Well, it's actually When Hearts
When
Touch.
Heart's Touch, I have it right pulled up right here. Yes.
So I mean, think about it. When hearts touch, what do you think happens? Miracles
Oh,
will happen.
miracles, yes.
Amazing things will happen. But this story actually, I took it to Nigeria, to a remote village. An orphan lost his parents back to back, and this boy experienced his situation for an adult. I'm sure so that person would have, contemplated on taking their own life. But this is a 9-year-old. He didn't think about that. As much as he was emotionally drained and he was experiencing bullying. And this story will show you the pain of poverty. Poverty, the pain of it.
The thing too, Nkem, is it's so important for people to realize is this is not a third world problem. This happens every single day right here in our own community. It's a very real problem. Just
it is
right here.
It is. So many people are suffering and you don't know that they're suffering. It could be your next door neighbor, you don't know that. But also loneliness can be painful.
Yeah.
It can be painful. So this boy experienced loneliness, he experienced grief, he experienced hunger, that he wouldn't find food to eat, nobody to give him anything, no uncles, no aunties, no good neighbors, but somehow, his faith, he's blind. He maintained his faith, always praying to God every night, help me, make tomorrow to be better for me. And one day an old farmer ran into this boy and his life changed. His life changed. Yes.
And what do you hope that people learn out of that? That no matter what your situation, that things can change and it doesn't have to be that way today. Tomorrow can look a lot different.
Yes, have faith, don't lose hope, and never think of suicide, because you
not
can
an option.
Yes, you can be in that stage because depression is real. It is real. I've been depressed. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Well, I think everybody has.
Yes, but I mean, like in the Nigerian community, if you say that you're depressed, it's like an abomination. Oh my goodness, don't say that. There's nothing wrong with that. So when you get to that stage, that point, that level, just find something to hold on to, because it can get you to start thinking about things you're not supposed to be thinking about. So it's a good story. As much as that it's a 3D, it's a family movie for everybody to watch.
How do we find all of your works? And I'm going to pull this up again because there are many. Here we go. There you are.
On my website, nkemdenchukwu.com, on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and other online bookstores.
And everyone, you can see how her name is spelled right there. Grab a pen, and then her website is right there in the middle. You can see that, and then you said you can find your books on Amazon, so that's about as easy as it gets.
Yes, absolutely.
And they're children's books, but I feel like most parents read out loud to their kids, and parents are going to learn something too, right?
Absolutely. Actually, I've gotten like phone calls and text messages from parents, and they tell me that this was very interesting, that they learned from the stories in there. So I
have almost every one of your books, and my kids love them. So I say they are really good. We've enjoyed them through the years. So you keep up the good work and you keep us entertained. I'm so happy to connect with you. And thank you for taking time to join us here on Lunch for the Soul. You are I'm going to call you one of our angels on earth, always making a difference.
Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it.
Okay, I hope to see you real soon.
Absolutely. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
And I just want to remind you all, you can catch all of my Lunch for the Souls on our YouTube page. All you have to do is go to our Fox 26 Houston webpage. You'll find all of them there as well. So we make it easy for you. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to be featured here on Lunch for the Soul, you know what? I always love to hear from you. All you have to do is go to fox26houston.com, look under Melissa, or you can go to melissa.wilson@fox.com. That's how you can email me, and I would love to put you on here. All right. I hope to see you back here next week, 12:30, same time, same place on Wednesdays for Lunch for the Soul. See you next time.